Hello, everyone. I thought I'd just jump on here to record some thoughts. I'm kind of making a collection of them that I wanted to share. Um, One of the reasons I do the work that I do is because I feel when I rescue women from narcissistic relationships, abuse, violence, rape, um, being sold into slavery, in essence. Um, I also rescue myself. I went through a lot as a child. My mother was raped at gunpoint when she was very young. And I have the videos of her telling me about it. And I asked her why she didn't tell anyone, why she didn't reach out. And she claimed she doesn't know. And I questioned that severely, as a therapist would. I believed that everybody had the power to speak up. I believed that everyone could take back their power. And her response to me was she was just a child. She didn't know. She was just a child. And that hit a really deep chord within me. A human cord within me, a DNA cord within me, a frequency that's in my cellular memory. So when my life started twirling out of control because my husband had forced himself on me, and then I found out that he had done this also to his late wife, so much so that he thought she enjoyed it, that was natural. However, this certain type of behavior is so unnatural for women that there's nothing else you can call it but abuse. And, he has a high level of disassociation, inability to accept responsibility for his own actions, his own behavior. And so there was a piece of me, my old training, my old soul patterns that came here fully downloaded and empowered with, a spiritual tool chest and the work that I had already done prior to knowing him that sort of engaged again. It activated. And I withdrew my energy from that relationship. I protected myself, shields up, you know, and I could feel the disturbance in the force field around me and just chose to step back and observe and watch what I could, be as happy as I could to myself, nurture myself, take care of my inner child, and um, and figure out what I was going to do. And by the time the summer was over, I had pretty much come to peace with the fact that I was going to stay married to this person. And because of his karma and what he was doing to not just me, but what he had done to his late wife and what he had done to several other relationships, and how the covert narcissism um, wall or mask was that he wore, I felt he probably wouldn't live very long and I could wait it out. So I kind of went into that mode and I started thinking about things that I would do or things that I could do from that place of bondage. And that's how I felt. I felt like I was living as a guest in that space and I was there to make the best of it. And that went on for several months. Well, fast forward about a year, and we bought this condo, and I came down to decorate it and put my touches on it and kind of stake my claim that there was some place I could go and do my writing and do my thinking and hear myself think. And, he was out there making chaos and being the Tasmanian devil that he was, and I wouldn't have to deal with him. And that was the existence that I thought I was creating. By the time I got here and I started working on the painting and the remodeling, when he re-engaged with me a few weeks later, I could no longer manage his energy. I mean, he was just horrible to me. And my physical body, I'm an empath, so I pick up on all kinds of energies and frequencies and patterns and sicknesses and problems, right? And so what had happened in that period of time when I was completely by myself is my old self started re-engaging. I started being who I had been before I got abused. Okay. And I started living from that place of power again. Well, when he re-engaged and walked in the front door, my heart, my breathing, my whole body went into lockdown mode. And long story short, um, that was just my system going off, telling me that I was not safe around him and that he was not a safe person for me to be around. Now, can other people handle him? I don't know, but I doubt it. And, I still think he'll end up being his own worst enemy, but I no longer care. I no longer care. And then what happened after, it was very obvious I was never going to go back there because he kept doing things to make his life even more miserable and to separate us even further. Um, I just started writing and writing and writing and writing, and I couldn't stop. I just kept writing. And then my spirit guides and ascended masters and my higher self started kicking in. And I started just writing down some things. I started working on myself and watching videos and finding some pretty phenomenal things that I could do. I got back into my yoga, I got back into my meditation. I got back into doing past life regression on myself and finding out why this person was in my life and what that had been about. And come to find out, I had been injured and taken ill in very past life. And this guy was a fisherman and he was down by the docks and he found me and I was hungry and he fed me. And then he thought that gave him permission to take sexual advantage of me. And, that's not okay. Obviously, it's taking somebody's energy, whether it's sexual or without their permission, it's not okay. It's a violation of that person's free will. And someone found me and recognized me and took me back to where I lived. And, things started unfolding, and I found out I was actually the queen. And my husband, the king, had then issued a decree that people who violated women and children and took their energy in that manner was um, castrated. And then if they have more violations and they can't be controlled and learn to serve, they became the servants at that point. Look this up in history, it's all there. And then they were stoned. And I had been married all along to someone that had my back, that understood my energy as queen. And if anybody spoke to me less than that, they were taken to task with him. And when I engage with people, there's kind of a unwritten rule. I think maybe it's because I'm a Leo, or I'm kind of big on my own ego, or um, I just have a righteousness about my energy that I feel people need to treat me like a queen. I am an ascended master. If you knew all the things I've survived and put up with and dealt and transcended and still masterfully put programs together and healing techniques and tools, then you would know not to mess with me. But long story. When the end of that um, past life regression, what came to me was that there are scars, because I've done past life regressions for people as a profession for I don't know, since 1985 or something, 84. And so I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot about like birthmarks or scars that are left on the body are often places of wounding. But I also now have the piece of information that men who are dealing with impotency, erectile dysfunction, as he did, this guy, my ex-husband, most recent, uh, testicular cancer, like he did, prostate issues, and also had affairs, whether they were online affairs or actual virtual affairs. These were people, not always men, who had I want to just generically call it bad sexual karma. They had taken somebody's power away. They had violated boundaries. They had manipulated that person's energy, and they never healed it in that lifetime. So they were born back into this lifetime bearing those scars or coming up with those um, injuries, those wounds, and they are visible. People know about them. And so I think the thing for men on this 3D level, you've been given this chance to heal that energy. My late husband had and died from prostate cancer. And I know for a fact that he was violated and then he violated. So the abused became the abuser in his situation. And because of those types of things and karmas and imprints, cellular wounds that we carry, it's really important to, at this point in time, as we're leaving that Piscean age and moving into the Aquarian fifth dimensional, higher vibrational love heart energy, that we clean up these histories, that we clean up these past lives, that we clean up our sexual wounding, that we clean up our karma, our dharma, is to clean it up. So what started happening directly after that is I started getting downloads and techniques, and integrations is really the bigger word here. Integrations of different methodologies that some I had already used, like tapping, like the past life regressions, like soul retrieval, like doing chakra work and understanding what power and what energy is in what chakra, all of those things. Now I have an integrated module, a modality for helping fifth dimensional ascension coaches to release those types of trauma out of people's past lives and relationships, so that you're no longer continually giving your power away to a narcissist. You're no longer being a victim. You literally stand in your magnificence. You are the queen. Okay? You are. And you also are the king if you're masculine energy relating. You don't need to take anyone's energy because you have the energy, you have the power. So you can clean up all this stuff. Anyway, there's some dynamics in there. But 4 or 5 months later now, I've been working on this and working on writing out these modules to teach them. And I'm hoping to call forth to me about 20, 30 coaches who are interested in taking this training, helping me perfect it, work out, synchronize it, lay it out in a teachable format so that I can step back and just participate and keep doing upgrades so that this information will help people who are stuck in that third dimensional shame, blame, guilt, yuck, and be able to make that gigantic leap into the fifth dimensional where they're literally free of the karma, free of the drama, free of the pain and the agony and the misery of that type of wounding. Okay, it's a very important thing. This is very Aquarian age. It's very heart centered. It's very air. It's very expansive work. It's a system of solutions that help people at an accelerated rate get and make jumps. And I would love to work with you. If you feel called to learn more, please, at the bottom of this video, you're going to find my contact information. Get a hold of me. I'd love to talk with you. The training originally is going to be about $7,000. We've marked it down to that for 7 full intensive days. And I do mean intensive days. That includes their lodging and organic food because you need to eat light. When you're doing heavy processing, you don't want heavy food weighing you down. You want it releasing, releasing, releasing. You want to be free. And so we've created a nutritional menu. We've created things that the coaches can take back to their own clients and help their clients accelerate. So you will become certified coaches and you will be able to do this work in your own communities. And, just since I, let's call it escaped or rescued myself is my other word for it, and got back into my power, which was a very short period of time. However, it affected me, right? Well, sometimes when things affect us and they happen to us, they happen to us for good reasons. And that's what I came to know, was that this event of meeting somebody who appeared to harm me gave me no harm whatsoever, but gave me a tremendous gift. It was an opening. It was a poo to my inner power, which has just done nothing but pour out on the page, and now to hopefully thousands of coaches who want to take up this work and help people, help their friends, help their family make it to the next level and see that there are no accidents. We're here to help each other. Unity consciousness has taken hold. We have got to bond together. And I do believe that because of my educational background, having been a doctor, having run holistic colleges, that I'm in a unique situation to be able to help other coaches become empowered and download this information and go back to their communities and help other people um, raise their vibration, raise their frequency, get into forgiveness, get into the love, get into the peace, get into the bliss. Oh my God, the bliss. Oh my God, the bliss is so wonderful. So, if I could say anything, it is that by doing this work on myself, and I've also rescued a couple of other women that my dog sort of befriended. And they started pouring their hearts out to me, and I was able to do some of these techniques to help them. They work. It's a teachable, quantifiable, um, scientific approach to healing, and it works. It works every time. So Please, if you feel called to this, if you've got those goose pimples, if your heart is just like, oh yes, Dr. Copeland, help me, help me, help me, then call me, email me. We can set up private trainings. Right now, I'm holding everything here at the condo on the beach in Long Beach, Washington. I'm also then going to mentor those coaches after that 7 days initially for a year. They are going to continue to have access to the alumni support. So they're going to have a community to work with. And more information is going to be downloaded into that group for those people after they've been activated to receive more and more downloads. Because I really feel what I'm getting is that the next 45 to 60 years, this type of coach is really going to be needed because the work to raise our frequency has accelerated. We need synergized modalities now to really boost us, to give us that power quantum leap into the next dimension so that we can get through this, because the people that are being left behind, that are stuck, that are wallowing in their victimhood, that don't know how to get rid of the shame, don't know how to get rid of the guilt, like my mother, who never ever got to live in her power. And so her next generation, her daughters, um, we are bringing in that energy. My sister is very involved in helping people as well for the last 25, 30 years. And the number of people that she's helped is beyond me. It's just amazing. And she has never hung out a shingle, you know what I mean? So with that being said, uh, as I say too long when I say goodbye, it takes me forever. I want to leave you with, even though you may be blocking your gifts from the universe, accept yourself, accept yourself, forgive yourself, and love yourself. Okay? Because source energy, divine creative power and strength energy, loves and supports you unconditionally. Mwah, my love. Email me, click like, subscribe. See you.